Welcome to the Shift Live. My name is Hannah Lecha. I am your host. I am here with the special guest, Masego Mbaiwa. Like I mentioned, my name is Hannah Lecha. I am a leadership and executive health coach, and I love doing things differently. I'm very passionate about health and empowering women. This is something that is very close to my heart. I believe that this is our time. This is our time to come to the table. Back then, our parents, our grandparents, they were just pushed to the back burner. And now, this is a great opportunity for us to rewrite the rules, of women leadership, rewrite the rules of doing business, the rules of parenthood, and how we make an impact in the world. So this is why I'm so passionate about working with women, helping them to disrupt themselves and challenge the status quo. And every week I bring to you a woman, who has taken a step to disrupt herself, transform herself, and birth something, into this world. And today our special guest is Masego Mercy Mbaiwa. She is a seasoned HR practitioner with over 10 years experience. And on the side, she is also an interior designer and a motivational speaker. Masego's story is an interesting one. She is not here today because of her 10 years experience as an HR practitioner. She is here, because about 2 years ago, she embarked on a journey which took many twists, unlike, most people who, come for coaching or, join our programs. Masego wasn't looking for any help in terms of maybe transforming her life or anything else. She was at a time in her life where she felt like she has tried so many things and she just wanted to share her story about how life has treated her unfairly, so that she can, inspire other people with her story to move forward. But as you'll hear during the interview, that took a different twist that led to the birth of her brand, Mase Michaels Kollection. I'm not going to go into it, but we're going to talk a lot about that. So she will take you behind the scenes of that and what she does with that brand. Let me just take this time to welcome her into the studio. Masego, welcome. How are you this morning?
Thank you so much, Coach, for having me today. I am well, thank you. Very excited and scared at the same time, but yes, I'm good.
Okay, I am in this live in my place in Block 9, Gaborone. And where are you calling in from, Masego?
I'm calling from Block 7, Gaborone.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we are really utilizing this technology to the best. So let's get started, Masego. I think the viewers are also eager to hear about your journey and about your brand, because I know you've been hiding it. Most people don't even know that you have this, side hustle that you are doing. So
Yes,
let's back. I think I got to know you in 2018. You landed in my LinkedIn box. So can you share with us what were you really looking for, at that time? What was going on in your life and what were you looking for when you reached out to me?
Thank you, Coach. I met you in 2018 through a friend. I was looking for, what was I looking for? I was looking for something that will help me. I was going through a lot of emotions, a lot of difficulties in my life, in my marriage, and I thought, I've been discussing my problems. I've been telling people my problems, and my problems were not working for me. So I was saying to myself, I was actually saying to this friend of mine to say, you know what, I did this. I spoke a lot about this. Nothing is happening. Nothing is helping me. So I want to actually say this story to somebody else so that at least it can help them, because clearly for me it's not working. So I wanted to share my story because I thought it was not working for me.
Oh wow. So that was just about sharing the story. So what did you think I would help you in sharing help you with to share your story?
I wanted to be a marriage coach. I wanted to be a marriage coach. I wanted to be a life coach. I wanted to be a motivational speaker, because I thought, you know what, I have gone through life at a young age. And I feel that if I share that story with other people, especially in terms of marriage, then I will help them be able to achieve those things. So, yes, I wanted to be a marriage coach. That was the goal.
Yeah, I think what I heard when the person who introduced you to me, they said you were looking for a mentor. So that's what you were really looking for. So you're looking for a mentor to help you do that. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
yes. I was looking for a mentor. Actually, I was asked to send you an email. That's when I discussed everything to tell you why I need you to be my mentor and why I need you to help me be able to achieve my goal as a marriage coach and a motivational speaker.
Yeah, that was actually very interesting because I get so many emails, so many messages of people who want me to be their mentors, and I've never really wanted to position myself as a mentor, or although I do mentor people, I just positioned myself as a coach because I believe that's where you can unleash the biggest potential in someone when you are coaching them as compared to when you are mentoring them. So every time when someone sends me a message and said, I want you to mentor me, I ask them to send me an email and explain why they want me to mentor them. That is a disqualifier that I use. And most people never reach into my mailbox, but I know you did, and you wrote a very lengthy email. And so I think now the viewers are wondering. I talked about Mase Michaels Kollection, and you're talking about marriage coaching. So where did you go with that marriage coaching story?
You know what? I think, like from our discussions and on my journey with you, I discovered that actually the marriage coaching was not my passion. It was something that I wanted to do to solve my problems and to fix my marriage. And then during my journey with Ignite Your Spark, with my vision board, and all those things that I went through personal development, I actually realized that, you know what, this is not really what I want to do. I'm doing it so that I can try and fix my marriage or fix my problems, only to realize that some of the problems that I want to fix are unfixable. And even if I was to fix them, then what is next? What was I going to do after I fixed my marriage? Was I still going to be a marriage coach? What else would I do? Because the focus was limited to the issues that I was going through.
Wow. That is a very interesting point because I also as a coach I get a lot of people who are going through challenges, maybe either their children into drug addiction or alcohol addiction or going through something, and all of a sudden they think they want to become to build rehabilitation centers. They want to become counselors, and I never really said no. Is that what you do? And so I really help them to become very clear into what it is that they really want. And this is where doing a vision board workshop comes in very, very handy, which I know you did. And even though people want to stick to their old story, most of them want to stick to their old story. So I want you to tell us, how did you let go of that story? Because the story of becoming a marriage coach for you was so ingrained in you. So how were you able to let go, to realize that this is not what I really want, and tap into what you wanted?
Thank you. Growing up, I was a kind of person, I was engraved for marriage. I believed marriage was everything. So I think even when I wanted to be a marriage coach, it was still that thought that I had as a child that marriage is everything. And if you are married, everything works well. So it took a while for me to actually get rid of it. But one thing that helped me to actually realize that this is not really what you want is when I went through the program called Ignite Your Spark. In that program, we had 12 modules that we go through. And I think the first 3 modules that we did will ask you questions such as, what do you have in your life? What is it that you want? What is it that you want to achieve? and what sparks joy in you, what makes you happy. And every time, and we'll have a class, and then we'll have questions that we need to answer, or a workbook that we need to go through. And every time I do all those workbooks, nothing about marriage would come in the surface. I would not have any answer concerning marriage or counseling or motivation, something that will come up. I remembered when I was young that I loved to redecorate my mom's house. I remember even in my dorm room at Monash, people would come to my house, to my room, because it was so cozy. It has all the colors coordinated. It had mirrors. It had everything. So that's what I used to love to do. So when the question was ask what sparks joy in you, every time I do a cleaning, even in my house, I would actually go to that class. After that class, if when interior design comes in or interior decorating comes in, I'll actually go and do it in my house, declutter my house, arrange my furniture. So that's when it came out.
Wow, that is quite interesting. Okay, and that actually birthed a brand, because I'm saying it's a brand because we said it as an idea, and instead of doing the business plan and running and doing it, you actually came up with a name, for it before you even did anything out of it, and that birthed Mase Michaels Kollection. Can you just share with us what that brand is all about?
Okay. Mase Michaels Kollection. I'm one person who likes everything beautiful. Anything that sparks beauty, fashion, you know, beautiful stuff. I'm a person who likes beautiful stuff, and I believe Mase Michaels Kollection is actually a brand that encompasses everything that I stand for. I'm a person also who believes in personal development through my journey, and I decided to say that, in my brand, this is what we will do. We'll start because we not only do interior design, we also have lifestyle, which is your fitness, also which is your mental health as well. Because I was saying, if you want to be, your environment shapes who you are. So we start first with your inside out. We start developing you inside. I encourage people to take personal development courses or sessions, because they'll help them be able to bring the beauty inside of them. And then once your mind is set, once you know what you want, once you know what you stand for and what your goals are, then we look at your appearance, your fitness, what healthy stuff, what do you want to eat, how do you want to treat your body, to love your body as it is, and what can you do to improve your body. And that's your fashion, that's your lifestyle, that's your fitness journey. And then also now your environment, your mind is set, your mind, you know your goal, you know what you want, you know what you stand for. You're also taking care of your body, you're eating healthy, you're exercising. Now your environment, your home, that is your home, your space, your office space, your where you live. That's when interior design comes in, to say, now that you know what you want, let's reflect your inside with your environment. So that's a whole brand called Mase Michaels Kollection.
That's interesting. I always talk about looking at the world from the inside out, but I've never looked at it from the inside out, as in the inside of who you are and your actual environment, where you live, whether it's your home or whether it's your office. So I really love that spin that you have put into that. So you have really brought more life, like a personal touch into interior design. So it's not just physical and structural. So there is that in it. Okay, and that was in I think it's last year when you actually brought this to life. So can you share with us how did you get started?
Okay. Like I said, I will yes, I will reference Ignatius Spark. Ignatius Spark is a program that coach will have us go through, that will help us be able to define who we are, what we want, what is our goal, what is our passion, what is our mission. So during Ignatius Spark, like I was saying, we'd have workbooks that we need to do during the course of the module. So in one of those modules, Okay, in one of those modules, we need to action what we said we want to do. So one of my biggest goal was to actually start doing interior design, because mind you, this was just a passion. I didn't go to school for it. Like Coach have mentioned, I'm an HR practitioner by profession, so this was my passion. So one of the actions was to actually start my business, launch my business, register my business with SIPA. I did that in 2019. So I registered Mase Michaels Interior Design. And then also in our network, we have a community that supports us in our actions, and also they are accountable for what we do. So the fact that I stated that I want to do my interior design and want to start my business, I had a community that will ask me, I had a support group that will ask how far you are. So that actually led me to actually register and start with my first project, which came from the community of National Park.
Okay, but that is you just took us through the legal. I think the legal part of starting the business. But when did you actually start doing the business? Because there is the legal part and there is the actually transaction part. When did you start transacting, and how did that look like? How easy was it to get started in something that you have never gone to school for?
Oh no, it was very exciting, I must say. It was very exciting. My first client, I was very excited because, mind you, this person gave me an opportunity that I've always wanted to do. And sometimes when you have a passion or when you have something that you want to do, in your head you think you got this, and you agree with yourself that you're doing it, but you also want someone to validate or to actually say, no, this is actually um, good or this is bad, just so that you can get feedback from another person other than your head and your mind. So our first client, my first client, it was to do an office. The office was still new, and all I had to do was to get furniture and rearrange the office. And I did what every interior designer does. You consult with the client, you find out their needs and what they want to achieve, and the feelings that they want to have when they are in that space. So we did that. We did a inspiration mood board. We showed to the client. The client loved it. Now it was time to put that vision on the board in action, which was, I wouldn't say it was a disaster because the look was good, but the practicality of it wasn't action to the point. I realized that the materials that I needed to source out were not available in the market that I was in. And also the ones that were similar to that were actually over the budget. So what do we need to do? The only thing that we were supposed to do was not to custom make furniture. This is our first client. This is our my first client, my first business ever. So we did that, and it didn't turn out good. The table was too high. The chair was not professional. The carpet was too small. The bookshelves did not fit properly, and we kept going back and fixing. When we put it in the office and we see, oh, there's something lacking here, we will cut it off. Either it's too short or it's too high. But one thing that kept me going was that for like I said, the client was part of our community, our support group. So they kept asking me and they kept saying to me, this is your first job. You can do this. Mistakes happen. Now, the purpose of this project is for you to learn what you're supposed to do. And if I didn't do it, I wasn't gonna learn that you actually source the material first before you can actually showcase your vision to the client. So the look was good, but it wasn't practical.
Wow. That is a powerful story that I think any entrepreneur who is watching or listening to this would really tap into, because the truth is that we are never good the first time, but if you take action, then that's how you are going to remove the bed and get started. So it is to really realize that sometimes we waste a lot of time on preparing and not taking the work out there, so that we could cross correct. So what happened? What happened to that the furniture and the design that you had made that didn't meet the specifications?
My client had to buy new furniture. She had to buy new furniture because it was not going to work for her. And it was not going to work at all. So she had to now source other ways. But the nice part about it, like I said, we understood that this is our first project. And one thing that we needed to do is to learn as to what are we supposed to do in our next project. So I think that also gave me support. The support that I got from this client made me not close up and say, like, for example, if you're doing something and someone tells you, no, this is nonsense, this is not working, it crushes you. But I was never crushed in that. Although every time she will call me, I'll think, what else would happen? Did the bookshelf fall? Did the chair break? But yes, but the support that you get, I think one thing that I stand for and one thing that kept me going was the support that I received from both my client and the people around me.
That is so interesting. I think it's important when people have support, you don't give up easily. So did you continue? Did you do any other job after that? Can you share if you did any other jobs after that and what happened to those ones?
Yes. Like I said, the community, the support group from Ignite Your Spark, from my vision board friends that we created, from the community that I created, I got another project, which this time around was actually big. I think it was actually 2 months after the first project, I got the second project. And this time around, it was not only, the first one was just an office, just one room, which was quite small actually. Now this time around, I was to do a whole house. This was from painting, from doing rails, changing rails, curtains, decluttering of both furniture and clothes, and also rearranging, changing the whole arrangement of the whole house. So this time around, I understood that I need to source. It actually took me more time to prepare because I was looking for what I need to get out. I was looking for where to source the materials. I also had time to actually go and buy the paint and go to the house so that we do a splash and see if it actually goes to what we want to do. I had to sit down with my client and explain to her what decluttering means when we remove things, how is it going to help her. So I actually had a one-on-one meeting now to do the mental check with them, because decluttering, if I would go into it, is that you not only declutter the things around you, but it also helps you declutter your mind. So and people want to let go, refuse to let go of their old stuff. Because my client had a lot of stuff, including furniture. To buy a new chair and still keep the old chair next to the new chair. So I had to teach her to let go of things. So you become a coach, you become a psychologist at the same time. So it was very exciting, to a point that after we changed the entire room, entire house, even the daughter wanted to declutter her room, wanted to rearrange her room, even painted her own room from that. And my client was very excited. I remember she went for a holiday while I was doing the house. And when she came back, I even put flowers just to give that, because I knew that she loved flowers. I put her favorite colors. I bought her a journal, also a purple journal, just as a thank you note, just to put little elements of love. I remember when she walked in, she called me. She's like, "This house is so beautiful. It also have brought more love into my marriage, more love into my life." So she was very excited. And that's the part that I love the most, to see people very excited. She even told me, you know what, letting go of these clothes and this furniture made me realize that even the relationship that I'm holding on to relationships that are not working. I feel even decluttered in my mind, because I realized that I need to let go and give away things or sell them. Because she even had clothes in plastic bags that still had price tags in it. for years. So yes, it was a beautiful project, and we did it to the core. She loved it, and everybody around her loved it.
Okay, thank you. I can see the passion, when you are sharing that you are really putting passion into the work. It's not just mechanical, and I can feel the passion in your work in terms of the home environment. But do you just do homes? Do you also do other spaces? Do you do commercial or industrial spaces?
Yes, I do everything. One project that I was also excited about is, I think in the space of 1 year, 6 months, I've done 10 projects. And in those projects, I've done the office, I've done the homes, I also done a restaurant where we had just um, an empty hall with nothing else. We had to redesign the back kitchen and also redesign the restaurant where people will come in and eat. And the nice thing about interior design, I say to people that interior design, we use what you have. We use the budget. We ask for the budget first so that we know what exactly can we do. We don't, not all the time have we bought new things. Even for the restaurant, we had to use the colors that you already had because you already had a brand of her own. She already had logos, so we needed to use those colors in order to accommodate her. So we would do everything according to what you can afford. So we did a restaurant in G West, which my client also loved. We did the lightings because we also do lightings. We coordinated the lighting with the colors, with her colors. We had offices at the back. We had the kitchen where they did the cooking. We also had a reception area. So yes, I've also done kids' bedrooms as well. I also went back to my first client and did her living room, and she trusted me, guys, to go back and did her living room and her dining room. And this time around, she was not there to coach me around. She gave me one thing that I enjoy, or one thing that makes us do our job the very best, is when people allow you to come up, to be creative enough and not give you specifics to say, do it this way or this way, but allow you to be creative, because then it broadens up your mind, it opens up your mind. But at the same time, you keep checking on them to say, this is what I'm thinking. Are we on the same line? And stuff like that. So even for the second client my first client who allowed me to do her dining room, she left. And I was so scared. I'm like, are you gonna mess up the first time you did? Because because my clients give me money to go and buy the materials, to go source these things. And from my hidden beliefs, a lot of I have issues with money. So I get scared when people give me money. I remember also for when I was doing the restaurant, I was saying to my client, but you want to give me that amount of money? She's like, yes, Masego, that's how business does. It's going to go into my account. BRS is going to ask me what's going to happen. It's like, that's how we all started. So you need to. So yes, it also broke my underlying beliefs on money and stuff like that. So yes, I've also grown in doing this personally.
Okay, yeah. I think let me, when you talk about money, I think there's something that's coming to my mind, that you had never had a business before, and all of a sudden you were starting with this big bang and doing these big projects. How did you handle, the costing and the charging? This is something that is very, very. I'll show you where I'm driving to. How did you
Okay.
handle that?
Okay. For my first client, also, I don't know if I was lucky or not. She also left to go to the States. So she can't even go to the shops to pay for some of these things, because in my head I was thinking, no, I will tell you where the stuff is. I'll go get the stuff, put them in one trolley. Then all you do, I'll call you when I'm next to the till, so that all you do is swipe. Because I felt that my account have never had so much money, because I'm talking about buying furniture, paying the painters, if I were doing electricity, the electrician. So I get all that money into my account. So it was very scary. So the first time it wasn't such a large amount of money. The second time, which was the big project, I had to share with my client to say, you know what, some of the stuff that we'll get, maybe Kobo Builders Warehouse, maybe you have an account there, or you can go and use your account. I'm avoiding to have a lot of money in my account. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to use it for my personal use, but it's just that a lot of money in my account. I've never had a lot of money in my account. So yes, so that's what I did. And then when time went on, like the highlight was when I was doing the restaurant, just like, no, but this is how you start. You need to be able to have that money, and I will keep all the receipts with me. I'll make sure that the money goes to where it's supposed to go, and where they can actually swipe, and where they can actually pay online. I will ask them to pay directly or online. So yes, I had difficulties in even charging. You spoke about charging.
Yeah,
mind you, this is passion. Yes, this is
actually,
passion.
can you hold it there? I don't think it's not even a matter of charging, it's a matter of costing. It's costing. Yes. Yeah, it is more to do with costing and charging, especially if you are the one who's going to be also buying.
Yes,
I think this is important for someone who wants to start a business, who is sitting out there and is also going through the fear, limiting beliefs about money and not wanting to charge.
Yes. Like I was saying, this was passion. And in my head, I'm thinking, there are professionals out there. And I remember even when starting, coach told me that, you don't have to have a certificate. Because in my head, I said, at least let me do a certificate so that when I go to people and say, I know how to do this, they can actually see a certificate to say, yes, you can actually do it. And it's like, no, you don't need a certificate to do it. You can do it on your own. You can do it. So now, because I don't have the degree to it or the profession for it, I would charge less. Mind you, this is like I was saying, when you do interior design or when you do interior decorating, you spend time, sleepless nights. I remember even one of my clients, I was waking up at 6 a.m. because I'll wake up in the morning, put things down. So it takes time. It takes running around. I would move from one shop to another. We still don't have this one big giant furniture store that has everything that you might need, from carpet to lights so we don't have that. So I would have to run from one mall to another, to different malls. So that's time. So in my head, I'm thinking, but I don't have the profession, I don't have the degree, so I can't really charge the way other people will charge. So I would charge less and I would spend more time in it. And I realized, you know what, this is not working. Even looking for material, I will look for materials that are cheaper because I'm thinking I don't want to use so much money for this person. So also I'll also be a disadvantage to my client because I'm thinking, and every time I put a price up, my client is like, oh, okay. And I'm like, really, I could have put more 100 kilo, because they wouldn't question the price, and I get shocked every time. Even today, I still get shocked when I charge you, and I think I've charged a lot, and you're like, no, okay. How do you want me to pay you? Do you want 50% deposit? Do you want me to transfer to your account? So yes, no, that was a hassle. It still is. I wouldn't say I've arrived.
Yeah, I think money, it's always a challenge when it comes to money, charging, costing, because of two reasons. So I want you to tell me, which one do you think was driving you? The first reason is that we never talk about money, in our family, especially in the African family. The way we are raised, we never discuss money. Just always in short supply, scarcity. So it triggers a lot of things. Secondly, it's also the self-image issue of not believing that you are worth and you deserve it. So what do you think is your story around money? Around those two things.
I think for me it was, you're not worth it, you don't deserve it. And yes, I think for me that was it. And I think, yeah, like you're saying, growing up, I remember even in one of our retreats in Sakmont, Namibia, we spoke about that. And I said to you, I've actually never dreamt that I can drive a Mercedes-Benz, because I thought Mercedes-Benz were for other people, not for me. Like, you could go to BMW, you could go to Audi. Mercedes is just over. So I think I was not, and especially that in this case, I did not have the profession for it. I did not have the profession for it. So I would say I don't qualify to actually earn that kind of money to say I'm an interior designer. Even calling myself interior designer, I remember from our community also, you said you need to start manifesting that this is who you are. You need to call yourself as. I remember even introducing myself. I couldn't say I'm an interior designer. This is now when I can boldly say it. But before, I'd say no. I'm passionate about interior design, or my name is Masego. I am married. I'll start about those things, and you say no. Those things come next. What is it that you do? What is it that you like? So I think for me, it was you're not worth it. You can't be charging that amount of money. You never had that money. You've never seen that kind of money in your home. And I think for me also, when it comes to money, is I'm scared of losing it. I'm scared of misusing it. I'm scared of lacking. That's something that even now, I mean, even in my profession, I look at some posts and say, HR director Debswana, do you think you can get it? And I'm like, it's for other people. So yeah, it's that. I still need to work on that a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable. That's what I've also noticed, that the self-image, you can never outperform your self-image. If you believe that you are not right, you won't get it. And the misconception of the certificate, it's not about how much education you have. It's the expertise that you are paying for. It's your time, the time that you are putting in, that you are actually being paid for. So I think that was actually a game changer for you. And okay, I think we have talked a lot about the interior design brand. Let's go back into the lifestyle part design of it. Where is that coming from? Because if I look back at the years before I knew you, there wasn't that lifestyle part of it. There wasn't that healthy part of it. So where does that come from? Where does it really fit in?
I used to be very skinny. I used to eat everything I want, and not gain weight. And I remember even my friends at school would say to me, Masaba, all those chocolate that you eat are going to come back to you, and it's not going to look pretty. So I was never a health person. I was never someone who looked at her health. Even just medical checkups, I will not go. If I'm not sick, I'm not going to go to the hospital. I'm still living. What's the point? But we went to, like I mentioned earlier on, we went to Sokmont Renew You retreat in Namibia, and that was my first time actually for almost everything, in terms of my fitness, in terms of exercising, in terms of eating healthy, in terms of drinking tea, in terms of cutting fizzy drinks and stuff like that. So the first time we went there, that was the first time I've ever eaten raw spinach with your lettuce, everything raw in that plate. And I looked at the plate and was like, well, I'm not going to be full. This is not going to fit me, because I eat everything else, even fizzy drinks. And we were told that we were going to eat healthy. So I decided with a friend of mine that we'll buy a 2-liter Coke that we couldn't finish during our journey. So we took it back to our rooms, and we never actually drank that after that thing. So we are introduced in that retreat. It was a vacation with a purpose. We're reintroduced to healthy eating, to fitness and exercise. And one thing that stood up for me was, you don't need to go to gym. You don't need to pay someone else to help you exercise or to eat healthy. And also in terms, because I related eating healthy with an expensive lifestyle. And I said to myself, I would have to go to Woolworths and buy certain type of food that's expensive. And coach would say to us, no, it starts with what you have. You have kids at home, baja motoro. You can eat motoro for breakfast. You can have bohobe for lunch. You can have cabbage, you have carrots. So that's how I started. Literally, I didn't even go and buy a new whole diet. I used what I had. There were days where I pack lunch, which is cabbage and meat, and that's it. Because that's what I had and that's what I could afford at that time. And from there on, I've been exercising. I actually registered for gym because I had that opportunity at work to register for gym. From May 2019 until now, I'm still going strong. I love it. It's so addictive even to exercise. I can't go on without doing it. And also I think what I did also that actually helped in my journey is I taught my nanny what I want to eat. And that was a disadvantage at some days because there were days where I want to eat unhealthy food and I'll just find that what I'll find boiled carrots with cabbage or whatever the case is, nothing else is there to eat. So either I would have to start cooking from scratch or I'd have to eat what she has. I didn't have that time to cook. So yes.
Okay. So where do you see the lifestyle part of the brand going? Where do you see it going? Because I think for the interior design, it looks like you have really, threshed it out. It's very clear. It's very distinct. You just need to to continue refining it, but it's already out there. So what about the lifestyle, part of it?
Lifestyle is very much linked to interior design. Like I've mentioned earlier on, that we need to be fit. We need to be mentally healthy. So lifestyle in this case is your mental health. It is your personal development. It is your healthy eating. So for me to link this together, to say that if your house can be nice, your space can be nice, but if you are not mentally fit, then you are not able to enjoy the things that you have. So that's when it comes in. I'm trying to teach people or inspire people to love the bodies that they have and to take care of the bodies that they have, to take care of themselves as an individual, because I honestly believe that if you are healthy, if you are good inside, you're able to also show that love from people. Actually, what I do now with my friends is I try to have a group of people come in together and just share our stories and just share life motivational. Would have these shift communities that I would invite them to come and hear what other people are saying, what other people are doing to improve their lives. We'd watch a live stream with Opera so that we can get inspiration to do the things that we want to do with our lives. Because I believe if you are good inside, if you are happy inside, then you can be able to share that love for you and you are able to take decisions that are needed. Because I honestly, from my experience, is you cannot make any other decision once you're emotionally involved in it, or you're so pissed about it, or you're so mad about it. You can't really make a proper decision.
Okay. So what I'm actually seeing is that is that vision that you had earlier on, of inspiring people and speaking, is still there. It's not the marriage part is out now. You have found a way to channel it in a different way, and that's why it fits so nicely into the brand. Okay, and. Okay, I wasn't going to go into this, but because you talked about it, the marriage, were you able to fix the marriage?
You know what? I realized
on behalf of the, our guests and viewers here, I think they're also wondering, what happened? What happened to the marriage?
No, I realized that my story, I went through the stuff that I went through so that other people don't have to go through it. So I'm an inspiration to other people. No, the marriage did not work. And I think it actually took me a long time. I remember in my first vision board, I would say, I'm going to finalize this marriage ending. I didn't want to use any other word. I'm so scared of using the word divorce. But yes, I decided, you know what, this is what I will do. I wrote it out in January 2019, and I'll only divorce, I think, November at the end of the year. So yes, it was not. I tried, guys. I did my very best. It didn't come out nicely.
Yeah, and was that something that really started not working well, or you could see it wasn't working, and because your beliefs towards marriage were so fixed, you couldn't see those yellow alerts?
You know what? The thing is, and this is one of my friends also who said to me that there's a difference between trying to work something out that is already there or trying to work something that is already broken. My marriage have broken a long time ago. The only thing that was left was the legal part, and I didn't want to admit to it. Like if you would ask, were you still with your husband? I was not with my husband for years. Were you still communicating with each other? It was not there. The only part that was left was the legal part, and I was scared of the legal part. But anything else have broken down. Everything else, because if I look at it, I've been trying to sort it out for the past. I think it took me 6 years to make the final decision. But if I was the person that I am now, 3 years was going to be enough for it. So yes, no, I had to register it in my mind. I had to agree, and like I was saying, divorce is not a nice thing. It's not so, especially from a Christian perspective. It took me those years because of that. I felt I'm going to be ashamed of this. People are going to look at me. People are going to judge me. And I thought God does not like divorce. He doesn't want us to divorce. And one of my friends actually said to me, "But do you also read the Bible that says abuse is not okay? Do you also do the Bible that says a husband is a provider or something like that?" And I say to people, we look at things that will favor us. And I don't regret anything that happened in my marriage, because if it wasn't my marriage, if it wasn't this, I wouldn't have discovered who Mase is. I wouldn't have discovered Mase Michaels. So I'm very and like I was saying at the beginning, me, marriage was everything. So if you're gonna do something wrong, I would try everything to put it together. I will cover you up. I will bubble you up so that it doesn't go wrong, because this is what I want. This is what I believe could work. And I didn't give this person a chance to be a person, to be human to me, to say, you know what, but I didn't register that I'm wearing a human being who can make mistakes as much as I can make mistakes. So I didn't allow that to happen. So when certain things happened, I'm like, oh man. So yes, it was already broken, to be honest with you. It was just the legal part that to be put in place. That was scary as well.
So now that you finally divorced last year, who has been laughing at you?
No one, no one was laughing at me. No one was saying anything. And I think another thing that I also want to point out in this divorce thing is, when you actually do divorce, I don't know what happens. You actually attract people that are going through the same problems, and they feel, and some of them think that you are an advocate for it or you want to do it. And I say to them, no, I love marriage. I would get married even yesterday. You know what I mean? But the thing is, and I say to all my friends, people that ask for advice in terms of how to say, you need to do it when you are at peace. You need to do it when your mind is clear. If you are emotionally involved, if you still think bad of the other person, don't do it. And I say to them, and they will, but he's the one who wants to divorce, or she's the one who wants to divorce. I'm like, you know what? You signed that paper, both of you consent. So even the divorce, you also consent. So if you're not ready for it, tell that man to wait as much as he waited to ask you out. So yes, so people think it's just an easy thing that you do, and no matter how easy, my divorce was the easiest divorce I've ever seen. I even said to my this must be so easy for you. This was like the best divorce you can do. But even if as best as it is, and as easy it is, and the reason why it was so easy, it is because we've worked through our issues, have healed. We're actually more friends now than we were when we were separated. So you need to heal. So you need to get the emotions out of it to actually make the proper decision. Because if you don't do that, you're going to end up even disadvantaging the kids or the people around you, because divorce affects everyone, including your parents, your mothers-in-law, your siblings. It's yes, I'm for marriage, coach. I love marriage.
Yeah, I know that, but at least when I was happy when you were ready to realize that, okay, it's not working, it's limiting me, so I'm gonna move on. Okay. I want us to wrap this up. I know for those who are watching, Masego is one of my clients, and we've actually a number of vision boards, and you are quite a visionary person. You visualize a lot. Can you just briefly share, the highlights of the vision boards that you did?
Yes, I'm a very visionary person. Before I met Coach Hannah, or before I knew about life coach and all those things, people used to say that I fantasize a lot. And I actually thought that that is a problem, that I shouldn't be fantasizing. I will meet a boyfriend, and in 2 days, we're already married in my head. We're living in this big house. So that's how much I visualize everything. And I write things down. I journal a lot. I think I have almost close to 30 journals ever since I started writing at 12 years old. So yes, when I met when I heard about vision board, I was like, yes, it finally validated that no, you're not crazy when you visualize things. So I put things down. My first vision board was in January 2019, which I refined it as in June 2019. And my last one was in November 2019. So I love vision boards. I would go to every vision board. And yes, the first one was all focused. Remember, I was one person who was into, my mind was, if I want something, I just think about that thing. So the highlight, the vision board that came to life to almost everything was the first one in January 2019. My highlights, I think, was in terms of traveling. I've been traveling around the country, or I would go to places around. In this time around, I put traveling with a purpose. I wanted to travel and actually enjoy the traveling, get a meaningful part. In that space, my highlight was when I traveled to my dad's wedding in Mawing. I've always gone to Mawing. I've always traveled to my dad's house and my dad. But this time around, when I traveled, even the relationships that I built with my dad, and the topics that we discussed and the life issues that we discussed were so meaningful that I was very excited. I realized that actually when you put things down and you have a purpose for it, it becomes meaningful. It's not just traveling. And when I put it down, I was saying traveling, I didn't say the state, I said traveling any place, be it from here to Kabani. I want to enjoy that traveling. So I enjoyed every single one of them. And another one also to Namibia. I remember I was with a friend of mine, and I was telling her in January 2019, I was saying, you know what, I need to go out, I need to go to a new place and see new people. And she was like, she's actually from Namibia. She's like, actually, I'm going to Namibia for a friend's wedding in May. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with you. I'm actually, I took a plan that day and wrote it down and said, in May, I am going to Namibia. And so I knew it. I was in Namibia in May, and I forgot about it during the year. I didn't plan for it, I didn't budget for it. But a week before the New Year retreat, I got a call from Umuholo to say, would you like to go? Because remember, I was also a mentor from Hannah. So she was like, do you want to go with coach to assist coach in Namibia for New Year retreat? And I couldn't stop it. And one thing that actually makes your dream come true or your vision come true is when I put that vision down, when I put that I want to go to Namibia, I also went to my boss and applied for leave in that May. So even when I was told a week before the traveling days, I just went to him and said, oh, you remember that day when I asked for this thing? And it was so easy. So that was like the biggest thing. And also my highlights was in my fitness. I had a picture which I still add to the store in my vision board where someone is wearing a crop top or a jean bra with ties. And I've never been from growing up. I couldn't show off my body. I couldn't wear that I sleeveless. I couldn't show off my stomach. I couldn't wear something. So that actually also came through because when I started doing gym, my belly toned down a bit. I was able to actually do a stomach out. I was very excited about that. Okay.
Are you done? Okay, I can see you're talking that side. Okay. I want us to wrap this up, and I'll share some of the comments that I'm seeing there on the Facebook group. But what would you say are the just briefly the highlights of this journey that we embarked in? It's about one and a half year. What would you say you learned? Very brief, summarizing it.
Yes, I think what I've learned this year, what I've learned with this journey of personal development is it is very important to do personal development. I think we should invest more in ourselves, in getting ourselves. Because remind you, I was coming from a very emotional, toxic environment where I didn't know who I am, where I lost myself. But I realized that when you invest time in yourself, and into your passions and going for what you stand for and going for what you want is very important. There's nothing wrong with going for what you want, for what you love, for what you want to do. And being patient with yourself and being consistent with yourself and committing to yourself, because you can only commit to yourself, no one else can commit to you. And once you can be able to do that and be consistent with your dreams, with your passion, nothing is impossible. Even if it doesn't work the first time, you can always try again. There's always tomorrow. So I think being patient with yourself, doing the things that you love doing, and commitment and consistency is the key to whatever life you want to have.
Thank you very much. And what advice can you give to someone who has a passion, who are gifted, that are talented, and they are not sure whether they can turn that passion into profit or into a business?
Go for it. Honestly, I would say go for it. You don't need a certificate to do it. You don't need to go to school to do it. I actually spoke to one of my cousins who wanted to do something, and I'm like, you don't need to actually go to school because it will take you another 4 years to get to what you want. You can start with what you want. The school certificate or the professional part of it will come when you do it. So I'd say for you, you know what, do what you love doing. I enjoy doing interior design, and even if I don't get clients, there are days where I write on my WhatsApp status to say I miss cleaning houses, I miss this and who wants me to come and do it for them. So start with your friends, start with your community, build a community that will support you, because I think what drove me and what made me become who I am today, to become this confident in terms of interior design, is the community, the support group that was around me. So ask for help, and if you are not able to do it, ask for people that can do it. I even volunteered to be an intern to very big brands that do interior design around the country. And I'm lucky that they said no, because then I would have wanted to be exactly them. It allowed me the space to actually do it on my own. And even when you ask for help, be ready to a rejection. It's okay if Masego says no, maybe will say yes. So and so would say yes. So you just go for it and do what you love doing. It's very important to do what you love doing. I think for me that's a go-to thing. You need to do what you love doing.
Yeah, I think one thing that I picked that is profound is when you say, just start. Like you said, you don't need a certificate. It doesn't mean that you don't need it, but you can start without it and acquire it along the way. What have you done along the way that developing yourself professionally as an interior designer?
Yes, I actually done a certificate with new skills, you know what, the thing with us now, with technology, with the internet, you can literally do from the comfort of your own home. I for one did online certificate in interior design, which I continue to do other projects, or sign up with people that do interior design who are locally in Botswana and who are abroad as well, because we have the internet to help you, technology to help you to actually achieve those things. I didn't have to quit my job because I remember even when I started, I actually know a school in Pretoria that does interior design. I wanted to go do that full time, but it meant that I would put more money. It meant that I would separate from my children. But with this online training, I'm able to still do it, still keep my job, still be able to be home with my kids, and still be able to do what I love doing. So everything, like I said, everything honestly is possible with this technology where we are right now. And I think every generation or every minute in your life or every time in your life actually defines who you are. I'm here at this time because I needed to be here. I wasn't born 40 years ago. I couldn't do it online. I couldn't do those things. So every minute or every time in your space, value it and be able to use whatever you are able to at that time, because anything is done. So yes.
Okay. So you said you have done a certificate in interior design. How has that improved your work and your business? If you look back at when you started your first job, just with your passion, and now with that knowledge that you gained from the training that you did, what did anything change? What value did you get from that?
Yes, I've learned new terms. I've learned proper terms of interior design. I've also learned to actually do a proposal, not just do a vision board, because my first vision board was literally cutting papers down and putting them down. I've learned to do it online. Okay, I've learned to do it with PowerPoint, with interior design app that helps us be able to put the vision down. I've learned the different colors. I've learned how we can match certain colors, certain colors. I've learned the lighting, which is a general lighting, which is a specific light that you need in your house. You know, I've learned to mix and match materials. I've learned to have accent walls, not just to have one paint in the space, but to mix paints together to suit the mood and which colors are good for bedrooms. I've learned a lot, honestly, in my business. Even the pricing part, how do I?
It has improved the way that you do the way you do business now.
Yes, it has.
Okay, I think you were talking about costing as well. So it has now helped you improve the way you price and the way you charge.
Yes, and also defining what I'm doing, you know, having admin cost, having a material cost, because I would just give you a whole cost without actually breaking it down to say this is what I mean. And also you're able to allow you to see that even if you want to cut down stuff, you're able to cut it down looking at the importance of it or why we need it in the space. So it did help a lot.
Okay, one last question. When you reached out asking for help to me, you were looking for a mentor. So now, with where you are, so do you now see the difference between a mentor and a coach?
A lot.
Because actually, when you came, I realized that you needed a lot of inner work. So for you to do the things that you wanted, so I then recommended that you get into some of my coaching programs so that it can equip you to do what you wanted. So can you just share that from your own perspective and how those two things work? I think because you have been both a mentee, you are still my mentee, and you have also been coached. And I know a large part of what we do, like speaking, it was because of the mentoring part. Because I brought you under my wing, I brought you behind the scenes of how I do things and how we do things like that. So can you just briefly share on that? Don't go all over. Just focus and answer the question. Thank you.
Yes, I talk a lot. That's why I decided to become a life coach. Yes, I think for me, let me just say this briefly. I think one thing that I've picked also from Coach Hannah is I've met a lot of people that I wanted them to mentor me, and people get scared of you becoming what they are. Like when I wanted to be a life coach, when we come to coach and say you want to be a life coach, she's not thinking She's not thinking you're gonna take my job. She's actually thinking, you know what, you actually help me, because when I have so many clients, then I'll be able to push you through, and you can be able to take some of the space so that I have time to actually do other things. That's one thing that I've picked. I've met a lot of people that I've asked them to be a mentor, but they are afraid to be that. So for me, mentoring and coaching is mentoring. You want to do the things that someone is doing, but coaching is actually working on yourself, so that even because when you mentor, sometimes you want to become that person. You want to reflect who this person is. But when it comes to coaching, you want to define you so that you can become your own person, so that you don't become the next Hannah Lecha, but you become Masego Mbaiwa, the life coach. So I think that's what I've picked. Yes, that's what I've picked from things. And it also helps when in terms of coaching, we peel out like I was saying, the first time when I said I want to be a marriage coach, he said to me, okay, let's now work on you so that when you come and coach people in their marriage, they don't trigger you and you start crying when they tell you about that issue. So we just look at you, we deal with the issues from young age to where you are right now, so that when you sit there and you become that life coach or that mentor or that person, you're not triggered about issues that people brought to you. So coaching helps you dig down and remove and forgive yourself and forgive your parents and forgive your environment. So that's for me what coaching. That's why coaching is actually more important than mentoring, because once you have been coached, you can be someone else's mentor. You don't have to be a mentee as well. So yes.
I think the big part there is actually not that. For you, you had to heal. That was okay. I think it's more on unleashing your potential. Really stepping into areas where you never thought you would go. So that large part. Okay, thank you so much. I think let me just open for questions. I've got some of people here on the studio, some are here on the live stream. And Kutolo said, Masego, thanks for sharing and being vulnerable. And Regina said, I like the twist from marriage coach to real passion, humbling, learning. Masego, Kutolo is saying, lovely, the brand is comprehensive. And saying your passion is vibrant. Money is always a challenge because we don't talk about money in our family, so cost is always a challenge. True. Tembi say yes, the issue of money is a challenge because we bring emotions into our costing. Yeah, that is so true. And Kampoli is saying you are looking fabulous. Luda is saying that when you charge what you deserve, you will be a thief or a greedy person, but you still need money for the services that we do. That is so true. Marang is saying, thank you for being vulnerable. Ata is saying, I've been waiting for the marriage part. And I love the question. Kutolo says, I think that's us women, we do. We try so hard in relationships, but even in marriage. So I've seen most of us really stick it out. Yeah. And Kebali Pile is saying, thanks, coach, for breaking the ice. My emotions were all over the place. I don't know, maybe she's talking about the marriage. Maybe you're wondering about that. So thanks, Masego, for sharing yourself with us. It is true. Sometimes we think about what other people would say, and that makes us shift from our reality. And at the end, we realize it was just our thoughts. True. That's what I was asking you, that who was laughing at you, who laughed at you after the divorce, because that's one of the things that held you back. Okay, so are there any questions or comments that you want to ask Masego? I've got people here on the studio. I can bring you in if you are ready to say something. I can see also here. I see Shati, so I'm not sure if they are there. I can give them an opportunity, to say something because they are with us here in the studio. So let me unmute Komoto.
What's up?
Okay, I can see Sammy is here. Let me unmute Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Sammy is also putting a round face there.
Hi, coach. Hi, Masego.
Hi, Sammy.
I'm really inspired by the story. It just validated me to say I've joined the right program at the right time. So I'm yet to uncover myself, because I think it goes to show that we don't really know ourselves until we explore and experience certain things. So I'm really humbled and inspired by your story, and it has validated me to say I'm in the right program at the right time.
Thank you very much for your comment, Sami. And I think who's here, Shati. Are you there, Shati?
Thank you, Sami.
Oh, I should go to Shati. Okay, let's go to Komoto. Komoto is ready. Yes, Komoto.
Hi everyone, good morning. Hello Masego. Nyana ke botsa ka ya madi hela.
Can you remove your finger from the camera, Komoto?
Okay, nyana ke re ke botsa ka ya madi. Gore how is it going? We all want to be millionaires. I really understand. But re tshaba hela gore a mme tota re ka kgona. Wa bona? Re tshaba go bona madi ao, and the reality ya gore this is what we want, and appreciation hela ya gore I'm worth this. So I want to ask about how that one is going. And then I just want to congratulate you, Ma.
No, I was just sharing with the viewers that Komoto was one of the clients, Masego's clients. Masego did her restaurant when she opened her restaurant. So yes, you can continue, Komoto.
Hey, Emma, and the other thing Ella was just to appreciate you. You look amazing. The first thing, what I'm seeing is happiness. You are glowing. You are free and you are yourself. And that is just an inspiration to everyone, to me and all of us, to say if we really find ourselves, we become and we be and we are happy. So
Thank you so much, Komoto. Yes, many like I was saying, I still have issues. Like I said, I haven't arrived yet, but I've learned to actually know my worth. And if I can't put my worth on it, let me put the time that I spent in. Because when I do this, I do it with my time. I sometimes even ask for leave days from my workplace. So I look at it and say, but if you are taking one day off, because one day off at your work is also money. So I put those things aside. I put them forward to say this is what I am worth, and I boldly say it. And then if you say no, I'll say okay, let's negotiate. Where can you go down? But I start with high, will go down as time goes on. But
yeah,
it's more of that. Yes, but it's not tricky. Like I'll say.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Komoto. Okay, I think Shati is back. Okay, Solo is asking on the live stream, Masego, do you think we have enough space in Botswana to be vulnerable and to openly reach out for help?
No, I think no, Shem, no, because even me, it took me forever to actually open up. Even I was talking to Coach yesterday. I was like, I'm not sure if I want to talk about the divorce part. I'm not sure if it's the right time. But I'm saying, I have no feelings attached to it. And what I say is, and what you think about me is actually really your opinion, and it's a reflection of who you are. So it doesn't really have to do anything with me. So I think we are scared of asking for help. I, for one, was scared of asking for help. These days, Coach knows if I don't have money, my kids don't have food, I would ask for money. If people say no, I said, okay, you don't have it, it's okay, I'll move on to. So I think people are scared of sharing, and we're also not open enough to allow people to share their stories. We're not open enough to, we tend to judge people. I mean, when I was going through my issues in my marriage, the people that were also going through the same thing that I was going through, only I was bold enough to say it, to put a stop to it, were saying to me, why are you doing these things? And yet they are crying in their marriage, they are going through troubles, but because I spoke about it, they felt that I'm not being I'm being rude. Why am I disputing? I remember even just posting someone's story that relates to what I'm saying, because someone who's a friend of mine know my story, was like, why are you putting that up? Why are you telling people? And it was not even my story. It was somebody else's story. I just shared it. Like, why are you putting that up forward? They were so pissed that actually at first I was also mad at them. It's like, this is my life. I tend to say what I want to say. At the end of the day, I was like, you know what? That was my opinion. That is your opinion. I respect it. So let's respect each other's opinion. So people are not open to share. People are not also open enough to allow people to share that. So we feel ashamed. We feel that people will judge us, which they do. But it doesn't really matter, because what you think of you is none of your business. Honestly speaking, that's how I live my life now. What you think of me is your story, not mine.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's bring on Tembi. She's here on the studio. Hi, Tembi.
Hi, Coach. Hi,
Tembi, we can only see your ceiling. We can't see you.
my ceiling. Okay.
Hey, better now.
Okay.
Yes, better.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you, Masego, for such an inspiring and story. But my question is, how do you manage to balance your passion, your family, as well as your job? Thank you.
Okay. I think what I've done also is, there were days I trying to bring my family into it. I trying to bring my kids to it. Like you're saying, I have 2 kids. There were days where I would do this project and my nanny is not around, and I would take my kids to the shop. Kids love being with you. So when we go to the shops and I get them ice cream, and I still go around and get the stuff that I need to do. So I brought them in. And in terms of my job, I love my job so much that it allows me to have the flexibility to be able to knock off at 5 and go do my stuff. I do my work most of the time after hours, and where I need to do it, and after hours and on Saturdays. So where I need to do it during the week, I would ask for a day off to actually do that, and bringing my family. My kids come with me. When I do my plans, we're doing it in my computer, because I'm trying to. They ask, what do you do, mommy? And I tell them I'm a creative person, so they like the idea of being creative. So they'll sit down and try to draw ideas with me to say, this will look nice. And they look at the house that I've done. It's like, is that where we lived when we were babies, or is that your new project that you're doing? So they also know the names of the things that I do. So yes, I bring them on, and I think when you allow time and when you allow people in your space, you actually are able to find time. There were days where I work overtime and I get tired and I feel that I'm not doing, because I also go to gym and do all those things. But when all is done, I feel so much better, and and do some of the things with them so that they are able to be part of what I do.
Did she answer your question, Tembi?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Okay, one last person here who's in the studio is Omogolo. Let me bring her in. Omogolo. Hello.
Hi, Masego.
Hi, Mona.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
You are looking so fabulous, Masego. We back on Masego. Masego, I just wanted to ask, how is your relationship now with your family and friends after your transformation or during your personal development journey?
Ooh, my friends love it. Honestly, my friends love it. And I remember even last week we had a session with my friends, and I was saying, I don't want to talk about the divorce. They were like, no, man, you can talk about it. You can help people go through it. You can embrace it. Just embrace it. This is maybe this is your purpose, to actually share your story with other people. And they see me, and I remember one of my friends would actually take pictures from my Facebook and send it to another friend, or tag another friend and say, you want to know why Masego is happy? This is why Masego is happy when I do things. So they feel that I am happy, I am glowing, And some of them has actually come on board to personal development because of my journey with personal development, that they want to transform their lives. So they really, my friends and my family enjoy it. They can see the difference, and I had one close friend who knew everything about me, and every time we will meet, I will cry about my story. I will cry. And now they look at me like, you know what? I don't remember the last time you cried. I don't remember the last time you complained, because I used to complain a lot. I don't have this and that and that. So they're very happy. I think that's what I was saying. Like, if you work on yourself, you're also your environment, and people will run away from you if you are a negative person, or if you cry a lot, or if you do certain things. They will run away from you. But if you work on yourself and realize who you are, then you are bringing in people in your life. You're allowing them to be able to also be vulnerable with you when you also become vulnerable with them. So I think even my friends also they're not afraid to come and say, you know what, I'm going through this and that. Do you need help? Okay, can you help me? Can you assist me in this? So they're very happy, I must say. They love it. I love it.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
okay. Thank you for that question, Umkhulu. Yeah, this brings us to I think to the end of this session, this interview, and thank you so much, Masego, for sharing, for your time, for especially for being vulnerable and even talking about things that I thought you would be willing to talk about in the public. That is growth, and I know you talked about the vision board and the vision, and for someone who's watching this and thinking, how can I do that? I'm actually hosting an online vision board workshop on the 27th of June. So look out for that, or send us a message if you are interested in the vision board workshop, and we will send you more information. So you can just comment there with the vision board workshop, and someone will reach out to you and give you more information about the workshop. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time, Masego, and I hope to continue to engage you with you in the other platforms. And thank you, viewers, those who have been here live with us. We appreciate the engagement and the energy. And if you are watching the recording, the replay as well, thank you. We appreciate the time that you have created to watch this. We look forward to seeing you. And once again, this is we host this every week on a Friday. But last weekend, this weekend on a Saturday, for some reasons beyond our control. But look out for it. Post it, live on platforms, on my public page, on my personal page, and on my YouTube channel, and in the Shift community. If you are not part of the Shift community, you can scroll to the bottom and request to join, because that's where a lot happens in that community. Otherwise, thank you so much, Masego, for your time.
Thank you so much, Coach, and thank you so much for everyone who was watching.
You are most welcome.